All in all, a really good session shaping up right now as the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 47 points. Of course, the question is, what happens in 2018? We're going to ask Scott Market with Kingview Asset Management. All right, listen, Scott, let's have some fun about today and tomorrow and perhaps the Dow hitting 25,000.
Yeah, Charles, I've tried to make it get there, man. I've hit every offer out there on the street.
I'm just start buying, man. Just buy, man.
I'm out of cash, man, so it's going to be January, unfortunately. But, that's okay. If there's one disappointment we're going to see this year in the S&P or the Dow, I guess, in this case, it's probably that we're not going to see 25K by the end of the year. But I think the first week of January is almost a sure bet.
This has been a remarkable year in so many ways. Obviously, the market in of itself. But if you correlate that and you look at the lack of volatility, the lack of pullbacks, you could argue that this is one of the best years in the history of the stock market. It's going to be hard to follow up.
One of the best, and dare I say, one of the easiest. You had the erudite Gary Kaltbaum on last hour, and he used a word, normality. He's totally right. I mean, this year has not been normal. This upward trend, this stair-stepping that the market does with very little in the way of volatility or pullbacks is not normal. So normality next year is going to be volatility, pullbacks, and some of those hold your nose and buy stocks periods.
All right, Scott, let's talk about one of the key components, one of the main reasons of this normality or abnormality. Amazon is still rocking and rolling, in fact, capturing nearly half of all the holiday e-commerce dollars thanks to its Prime unit. But you've got Prime, Alexa, you've got the cloud. Is there any stopping this juggernaut?
No. The only thing that concerns me about Amazon is how much, other companies' assets are they going to destroy. Amazon Prime, as we saw from some of the holiday numbers, is the gateway drug to internet shopping. You mentioned the cloud services, Charles, which, some years ago weren't even on Amazon's radar. Now it's a big leader for the company. So Amazon can really do whatever they want these days. And it's a stock that we own. It's a stock we've owned for a long time. And it's a stock that we plan to own for a long time.
It is I guess Schumpeter's ultimate, creation, right? The ultimate creative destruction machine, if you will. You think that eventually runs them into some trouble? They got into furniture recently. Anything where that's moving, anywhere there's a buck to be made, and they are putting a lot of businesses either pressing them or putting them out of business. You think that kind of gets the attention of the federal government at some point?
It might. And like any company that we've seen over the course of history, companies do go too far. They get over their skis. Hello, financials in 2006 and 2007. But here's the thing about antitrust stuff with Amazon. They're kind of not your father's antitrust lawsuit, right? They make things easier to do for a consumer, and they bring down price. So it's almost like the anti-antitrust issue there. So if that's kind of a double negative, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where Amazon's bringing so much value to the consumer, you got to love them.
Well, that does bring us to brick and mortar, right? USA Today putting together a bunch of companies on their own death watch list. Some of these names I thought were already out of business, to be quite frank. But I thought they'd already filed for bankruptcies, and perhaps they have. But the idea that they could be completely gone, what do you make of it, Scott?
Well, it's definitely possible. Brick and mortar is a tough business to be in. There's all these talks and comments these days, Charles, about how to get the consumer back in the store. And it's like this experience thing, right? You got to go in the store and see Santa or have a coffee or, really enjoy the store experience. I don't know, man. I've been in a lot of cool stores, and with these cool concepts, I still like hitting the button and going to PayPal and paying for something and doing it on my couch and then flipping the football game back on.
Have you been to the Lollipop store? Have you seen that one? Do they have one near you, Lollipop?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, my goodness. They've got like Charleston chews, like old school candy, new school candy. I think we finally found the Amazon beater right there. I'm telling you, if I could invest in that company, I would.
Sounds like a place I should probably stay away from given my expanding waistline. You know what I'm saying? But I can take my kids there, I guess.
Yeah, you're speaking to the choir. By the way, speaking of your kids, Scott, I do want to wish, everybody here wants to wish a happy birthday to your daughter, Sienna. I think she's 7 years old,
today's
right?
her 7th birthday.
Yeah.
7th birthday, man. She was upset with me for leaving the house because we got a big party going on for her. Today's her day, but I wanted to say hi to her. I love her. Love you, babe. And, she's 7 today, man. So she appreciates that, Charles, very much.
That's beautiful, Scott. You guys have a wonderful day and a great new year. We'll see you soon.
All right, man.
All right.